Cooper Flagg and Wemby are some of the most hyped up prospects in recent memory, but who will have the better career? Today we're gonna find out by following their careers for the next 10 seasons and counting up their awards. All starting in the 2025-26 NBA season where Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year just like Wemby did. But he's not gonna hold the lead for long as Wemby wins his first Defensive Player of the Year. And with both Cooper Flagg and Wemby making it out of the first round, they get to match up against each other in the second round. Wemby's the better player, but Cooper Flagg definitely has the better team. But in game 1, the Spurs are off to a great start as they're gonna upset the Mavs. And that's thanks to Wemby putting up 31 points with 3 steals and 5 blocks. But in game 2, even though the Spurs managed to make it close, the Mavericks tied the series up at 1. And this time, Cooper Flagg led the game in scoring, even though he only put up 5 points in game 1. And to take the lead in the series, the Mavericks are gonna have an amazing game 3. So they're now up 2-1 after Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flagg all dropped 20. Wemby's gonna need a little more help than that. And in game 4, the Spurs have a terrible fourth quarter. The Mavericks go up 3-1. And they had 3 people drop 20 plus again, this time being Clay instead of Cooper Flagg. And De'Aaron Fox was the only one to put up 20 plus. Wemby had 16. So after winning the first game, the Spurs are gonna lose 4 games in a row and they're gonna get eliminated by Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. And after beating Wemby and company, Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks are gonna take down the Timberwolves in 6 to move on to the finals. But this series won't be easy as they're gonna have to face the 2-seeded Cavs. Never mind, this series was way easier than I thought it would be for the Mavericks as they're gonna sweep the Cavs and Cooper Flagg's gonna win his first championship. So with Cooper Flagg taking a 2-1 lead over Wemby, we can move on to season 2. Both Cooper Flagg and Wemby go up in overall, and while Cooper Flagg's trying to become a top 2 player in the league like Wemby, Wemby's trying to catch up to Cooper Flagg in accolades. And Wemby's already gonna win his first MVP in just season number 2. That's kind of crazy considering he was on the All-NBA second team last season, not even the first team. And on top of that, he's gonna win back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. And even with Cooper Flagg getting a lot better this season, he's not gonna win a single award. But luckily for him, the Mavericks are the 1 seed again, so they can win back-to-back championships. And on their path to a championship, they're gonna have to play the Timberwolves, who beat the Spurs in the second round, but the Mavericks managed to gentleman sweep them. So now in back-to-back finals, the Mavericks have to go up against the Knicks this time, and they're gonna sweep in back-to-back finals, winning Cooper Flagg his second championship. And this time, he's gonna win the finals MVP to go up 4-3 on Wemby in the challenge. At the start of season number 3, Wemby's up to a 97 overall, and Cooper Flagg's not too far behind, so Wemby needs to watch out. Jokic is gonna win MVP, averaging 36, 13, and 9. But Wemby's gonna win his 3rd D-point in a row, tying Cooper Flagg at 4 awards. Never mind, Cooper Flagg's gonna win the Cup MVP to take the lead back. He averaged 24 points in the regular season, but still has yet to make an All-NBA team. And for the second time in their career, Cooper Flagg and Wemby face off in the second round. The Mavericks picked up Cam Thomas last season, but for the Spurs, Dylan Harper's up to a 90. That is an insane first quarter. And in game 1, the Spurs get absolutely blown out. They got cooked by Kyrie and Cooper Flagg, and nobody on their team even put up 20. And unfortunately for the Spurs, they still can't hang with the Mavericks as they're gonna lose this series in 6. So now in the conference finals, the Mavericks have to play the Thunder, and in a low-scoring game 5, the Thunder are gonna go up 3-2. That is a huge game for them. Shea put up 39, 8, and 8 with 3 steals and 4 blocks. And for the Mavericks, the scoring fell off after Cam Thomas and AD and Cooper Flagg only put up 8 because he fouled out in 18 minutes. But the Mavericks' three-peat hopes are still alive as they're gonna force a game 7. Cooper Flagg actually had a good game this time. And in game 7, the Thunder are gonna blow out the Mavericks and eliminate them from the playoffs. And that's huge for Wemby as he finally doesn't have to watch Cooper Flagg take home a ring. But at the start of season 4, Cooper Flagg takes a huge jump as him and Wemby are tied for the best player in the league. Jokic takes the MVP away from both of them again with this crazy stat line. But Wemby can't stop winning Defensive Player of the Year as he ties Cooper Flagg in the challenge. Okay, never mind, this keeps happening. Cooper Flagg wins the Cup MVP again. Wemby just barely finished second in MVP, and Cooper Flagg finally makes his first All-NBA team even though he's down to 21 points per game. The Mavericks can't stop being the 1 seed, and this season they won 71 games. And for the second year in a row, Cooper Flagg and Wemby play each other in the second round, and there's no surprise how this one ended. They have a new conference finals opponent having to face the 3-seed Blazers, and after not making the finals last season, they're in it this season against the defending champions. I don't know how they made it to the finals with just 42 wins. They just won game 1, 2. What is going on? The Mavericks tie the series up in game 2. Game 3 is gonna go to the Pacers, and the Mavericks tie it up again. And in game 5, it was close until the Pacers had a bad fourth quarter. The Mavericks go up 3-2. And in game 6, the Mavericks are gonna take care of business and win Cooper Flagg his 3rd championship. And this time, Zion's gonna walk away with the finals MVP. That might have been the best Anthony Davis replacement the Mavericks could have gotten. So as we enter season 5, Cooper Flagg's leading Wemby 7 awards to 5. And Cooper Flagg's officially the best player in the league over Wemby. But Wemby's still gonna gonna win his second MVP over Cooper Flagg, and he ties Cooper Flagg by winning his 5th Defensive Player of the Year in a row. And Cooper Flagg's not gonna win the Cup MVP, so him and Wemby are gonna stay tied. And Cooper Flagg didn't even make an All-NBA team, averaging 21 a game, and that's because Zion Williamson's overshadowing him. But they're still an amazing duo, and they might go back to the championship. The Thunder and Spurs are only 9 games behind the Mavericks, though. In the first round, the Mavericks have to play the Pelicans, who have Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Davis went back there, and the Spurs have to play a Clippers team who have Risa Shea and Reed Shepherd. The Spurs are going to sweep in the first round, meanwhile the Mavericks are going to gentleman sweep. In the second round, the Spurs have to play the Thunder, who have a 92 overall small forward. That's crazy, he was the first pick in 2026. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have to beat the Blazers again. The Mavericks sweep their way to the conference finals, and with the series being tied at 2, the Spurs are going to win game 5 and 6 to move on to the conference finals. Wemby had a crazy game, dropping 38 with 4 blocks, and with the Spurs being a lot better now, we can see if Wemby can finally take down Cooper Flagg in the playoffs. And the winner of this series gets a chance to go up in the challenge, as Cooper Flagg and Wemby are tied at 7 awards. In game 1, the Mavericks have a terrible third quarter. The Spurs are going to steal it on the road. De'Aaron Fox led the way, even though at this point he's 32 years old, but he's averaging 27 in the playoffs. Cooper Flagg played good, but the rest of the team needs to step up. And game 2 is also going to go to the Spurs, as they steal both games on the road. And once again, De'Aaron Fox has been cooking, but Zion is not. He's shooting 29% in the series. And the Spurs are rolling. They're going to win game 3 and take a 3-0 lead. Nobody on the Mavericks dropped more than 20, and De'Aaron led the team in scoring a 3rd time. And in game 4, with less than 10 seconds to go, the Spurs have a chance to sweep the Mavericks here. 96% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. 4 seconds to go, De'Aaron's gonna use the screen. He finds Sohan in the corner, and we're going into overtime. And in overtime, the Spurs are gonna close out the series and eliminate the Mavericks. And in Wemby's first finals appearance, he has to face the 1 seed Magic. And game 1 was rough for the Spurs, as the Magic are gonna go up 1-0. Wemby dropped 36. De'Aaron, we need you now more than ever. And Paolo also had a crazy game. And in game 2, the Spurs were starting to come back in the 3rd quarter, but they had a pretty bad 4th quarter. So the Magic are up 2-0 now. Wemby had a good game, same with Sohan. But Paolo dropped 41. They need someone to stop him. And in game 3, the Spurs are having a late 4th quarter comeback. Let's see if they can hold this lead here. Jalen Suggs trying to attack the paint and take the layup, and he gives the Magic the lead. And Wemby's not in the game. That's not great, but we're going to need De'Aaron to cook here for Wemby's sake. De'Aaron's going to kick it out to Tombo for the 3, and he puts the Spurs up by 2. Jalen Suggs going back at it, going to take the layup and tie the game up. De'Aaron on the ISO's going to make his way into the paint. He finds Dylan Harper in the corner. He's going to miss the 3, and De'Aaron can't grab the board. On the break, we have Nikola Jovic finding Franz. He's going to take the jumper, and he misses it. So now with a minute to go, De'Aaron's going to slow down the fast break. He is cooking right now. Let's see if he can get a shot out of it. He's going to find Dylan Harper using the screen. He gets a wide open mid-range, and he puts the Spurs up 2. This would be a huge win for the Spurs here. They can't let the Magic go up 3-0. Jalen Suggs is going to cook again, though, and tie the game back up. So now it's looking rough here for the Spurs. Their defense has been pretty bad. De'Aaron Fox kicks it out to Dylan Harper, and he's going to miss the 3. I don't know why he pulled that. That wasn't the best of shots. And now the Magic are going to chew out the clock here. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Jalen Suggs find Jovic, the top of the key 3, and it's in and out. So with 1.9 on the clock, the Spurs are able to sub Wemby back in, but they're going to go to Sohan for the 3, and he knocks it down for the game. That is a huge win. The Spurs are going to take game 3. That's crazy. Jeremy Sohan had 11 points, and he made 1 3 all game, and it was the game winner. And the Spurs used that momentum to have an amazing first quarter, but they didn't play defense the rest of the game. Their offense was good. They had 4 guys put up 20, but they let the Magic put up 150 points. They also had 4 people put up 25 or more. And just like that, the Spurs are down 3-1. And unfortunately for Wemby, the Spurs are going to get blown out in game 5, and they're going to lose the NBA Finals. So with Cooper Flagg and Wemby both having 7 awards, we can move on to season 6. And in free agency, Wemby left the Spurs. Moment of truth, let's see where he went, and he joined the Clippers. And with Wemby getting a fresh start in LA, he's going to take the lead in the challenge, winning his 8th award. And he's going to win his first Cup MVP, so now he has 2 more awards than Cooper Flagg. Speaking of Cooper Flagg, he's going to make his first All-NBA first team. He's up to 27 points per game. So now he's actually competing for a regular season MVP, but I mean, he's not going to beat Shea with these numbers. And for the first time, the Mavericks aren't the 1 seed. They dropped down to the 2 seed. The Thunder had 66 wins. The Mavericks are sitting at 59, and the Clippers have 56. But Wemby's going to lose to a 5th seed. That's kind of crazy. Let's see if Cooper Flagg can make it out. He can. And in the second round, they have to play the 6-seeded Grizzlies, who pretty much look the same. And they've had a cakewalk to the conference finals so far. But now the 1-seeded Thunder are standing in their way. And after all that early team success, the Mavericks get eliminated in the conference finals. So Cooper Flagg needs to lock in if he wants to beat Wemby in the challenge. And Wemby's going to keep making distance on Cooper Flagg, winning his 10th award. And Cooper Flagg dropped drops down to the All-NBA second team this season. The Mavericks are back up to the 1 seed though, while the Clippers are in the play-in. I didn't even realize that. They're gonna make it out and they're playing the second seed. The Mavericks are gonna make it out in 6. And the Clippers are about to blow a 3-1 lead. And the Clippers are making it close, but with just 20 seconds to go, they're gonna need a stop here. Wait, we have another Jimmy Butler III? What is going on? That's kind of crazy. Now with 10 seconds on the shot clock, he's gonna get stopped. Anthony Simons is playing good defense here. 3 seconds to go. He's gonna miss the layup. And now 6 seconds stands between the Clippers and the second round. Ricochet with 2 seconds to go is gonna take the layup. There's no foul, and they're eliminated. They got cooked by Rob Butler III. And now's Cooper Flagg's chance to come back in the challenge. They're gonna gentleman sweep the Blazers in the second round, but in the conference finals, they have to play this Thunder team again. And with the series being tied at 2, the Thunder make it a 2-point game. They are gonna have to foul though, so we have Stanley at the free throw line. What is that free throw? This has to be the worst free throw form I've ever seen, and he's gonna miss both free throws. Now on the break, we have Shea going at Christian Brown. He's gonna end up taking the layup over him, and he's gonna miss. I thought he was for sure gonna make that, and he fouled out fouling this guy. He's gonna give the Mavericks a 3-point lead, and his second free throw puts them up 4. So the Thunder have 15 seconds here, down 4. They have no Shea, but they're gonna find Chet for the wide open deep 3. It's off, and the Mavericks are gonna take a 3-2 lead in the series. That's thanks to a Jet Howard 25-point game, and the Thunder are gonna force a game 7 because of course they are. Cooper Flagg led the way with 26 points, but Shea dropped 44 on them. And in game 7, the Mavericks were down 14 at halftime. Now they just have to hold this lead for 2 minutes if they want to secure the win, but Shea's gonna get a wide open 3 and he can't tie the game up. And I don't know what just happened. Stanley just got a charging foul and fouled out. So now the Thunder are gonna get another chance to score here. Shea's gonna use this screen again. He's not gonna pull the open mid-range, but he's gonna make his way into the paint. He takes the layup over Lively, and that's a terrible shot. And with Cooper Flagg on the bench, I guess we have Zion leading the offense now. He's gonna find McLeod, and he's gonna get a turnover. It seems like the Mavericks don't want to win game 7 here, and the Thunder make it a 1-point game. They need to lock in here for Cooper Flagg's sake. Zion's gonna use the screen from Porzingis. He almost gets a turnover. And now with 10 seconds on the shot clock, Chet's gonna foul Porzingis. So now he has a chance to put the Mavericks up by 3 here. He's gonna make his first free throw, and his second free throw's good. So now the Thunder don't have much time here. Shea's gonna ISO on McLeod. The spin, the layup, and he's gonna make it to make it a 1-point game again. Zion, please don't do something stupid here. He's gonna find Porzingis in the post. He's gonna retreat. He's gonna drive. He gets stopped by Chet. 8 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know what he's doing. He just keeps going in and out of the post. But now he only has 3 seconds. He's gonna take the layup and it falls in. But now the Thunder still have 17 seconds. Why is Jacoby Walter wide open? He's gonna miss. And now all Zion has to do is make one of these free throws here. He's gonna end up making both. The Thunder have no timeouts left. Sorber's gonna find Baku for 3. He makes it. So now Zion has to make both free throws again. He's gonna miss the first one, of course. Please just make this second one. Don't give them a chance to win. He's gonna miss both. Now with 2 seconds to go, the Thunder are gonna get a shot. Shea takes the layup, and we're going into overtime. I can't believe they got that pass off to Shea, and now with a minute to go in OT, the Mavericks are up 2. Porzingis on the drive gets stopped by Chet. He's gonna find Zion. They're gonna go back to Porzingis. He somehow gets past Chet, but he misses the jumper. That is a crazy miss. Now we have Chet using the screen from Jacoby Walter. He's gonna miss the 3. Now with 25 seconds to go, McLeod's gonna pull the leaning 3. That's not the best shot, but Zion's gonna make the putback dunk and go up 4. So with just 20 seconds to go, the Thunder need a big shot here. They're gonna miss the 3. And that game shouldn't have gone to overtime in the first place, but the Mavericks are gonna make it out and move on to the finals. Jet Howard dropped 36. He carried. Cooper Flagg had 20 points and he fouled out in 20 minutes. So now the Mavericks are back in the finals. Let's see if they can beat the team the Spurs couldn't. Game 1, the Mavericks played terrible in the first and fourth quarters. Nobody had more than 20 on their team, and Paolo dropped 38. Game 2, they're gonna bounce back though to tie the series up at 1, and we're gonna need more games like this from Cooper Flagg. And in Game 3, the Mavericks are gonna use that momentum to blow out the Magic. So now they're up 2-1 with 4 people dropping 20. None of them are even Cooper Flagg. He only had 10 points, but he filled up the stat sheet. And in Game 4, they're gonna keep it going by going up 3-1. Their offense didn't even look that great on paper, but they held Paolo to 20 points. And in Game 5, the Magic can either force a Game 6 here, as Paolo's gonna knock down the 3, or the Mavericks can take the lead back and win the NBA Finals. Cooper Flagg with 5 seconds to go on the shot clocks and use the screen. He finds Stanley. He's gonna pull the contested 3 over Suggs, and it's off. This hasn't been a great start for the Mavericks. They leave Suggs wide open, but he's gonna miss the 3. Stanley on the drive trying to cook Jalen Suggs here. He's gonna get a turnover. That was a crazy pass to throw. Now we have Franz on the break, kicking it out to a wide open Paolo, and his 3 is off. That is a huge miss on the break. Cooper Flagg runs past everyone, and he ties the game up. So now with less than a minute to go, we have Franz going at his former teammate Jet Howard. He's gonna find Mark Williams to Walton to Jalen Suggs to Paolo. They're just moving the ball around. Paolo's gonna use the screen from Franz. He's gonna take the leading three. It's off, but Franz gets an easy putback. The Mavericks don't have much time here. Jet Howard's gonna use the screen and pull the mid-range, but he bricks it. So now it's gonna be Jalen Suggs going to the free throw line. He's gonna knock down his first one and to put the Magic up for his second one's good. The Mavericks don't have much time left. Christian Brown's just gonna pull the three and he knocks it down. That is a huge shot. Let's see if Paolo can miss one of these free throws here. That first one looked off, but he's gonna knock it down and his second one's gonna bounce in. So now the Mavericks only have 11 seconds to get the ball up the court and to hit a three. Stanley's gonna kick it to Zion, the three. He's gonna miss. And the Magic are gonna hold on to force a game 6. Cooper Flagg finally led the team in scoring for once. And Paolo dropped 46 points on them. And in game 6, the Magic started going crazy late in the fourth quarter. And Paolo went crazy again to force a game 7. And I can't believe it. After a terrible third quarter, the Mavericks are gonna blow a 3-1 lead. I thought Cooper Flagg was gonna win his 4th championship, but I guess not. Cooper Flagg just had all the opportunity in the world to win a championship and a finals MVP, but he's gonna have to claw his way back as he has 7 awards, but Wemby has 10. But Cooper Flagg has to do something as Wemby just won his 8th Defensive Player of the Year in a row. He's on the All-NBA first team with Wemby. This season he averaged 28, 10, and 5. And once again, the Mavericks aren't the first seed, they dropped down to the 2 seed. And with Wemby only having 1 award so far this season, Cooper Flagg's gonna need to win a championship. The Mavericks are gonna sweep while the Clippers are going to a game 7. And they're gonna blow out the Trailblazers to move on to the second round. Reed Shepherd, Risa Shea, and Wemby all cook, but now in the second round, they have to play the first seed Warriors. And they have a 7-3 center guarding Wemby. He's averaging 29 in the playoffs. And with both the Clippers and the Mavericks getting eliminated in the second round, we can move on to season 9. And with Zion leaving, hopefully Cooper Flagg takes more shots. He averaged 28 last season. Let's see if that can go up. Cooper Flagg's not gonna win the MVP. He kinda needed to. And that's because of course Wemby wins another Defensive Player of the Year. He's not gonna win the Cup MVP either. And he's not even on the All-NBA first team with Zion gone. He averaged 31 and he didn't even make the All-NBA first team. If we take a look at the standings, the Mavericks had 61 wins, the Clippers had 57. And I feel like this happens every season. The Mavericks are gonna sweep, meanwhile the Clippers are in a game 7. And they're gonna blow out the Nuggets to move on to the second round. And both of them are down 3-2 in the second round. Let's see who's gonna make it out. The Mavericks are out and so are the Clippers. So as we move on to our final season, Cooper Flagg is down 12-7. So basically he needs an MVP, he needs a Cup MVP, he needs a Finals MVP, he needs a championship, and he's probably gonna need to win Clutch Player of the Year too. And Wemby's gonna steal the MVP from Cooper Flagg. This is the first time he hasn't won Defensive Player of the Year, but he's also gonna steal the Clutch Player from Cooper Flagg. And that's crazy because Cooper Flagg had his best season so far. And to rub it in even more, he's not only gonna win a championship, he's gonna win a Finals MVP, knocking out Cooper Flagg in the process. So it's no question that Wemby's the winner of this challenge. If you want to see me combine Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper to make a new NBA GOAT, click the video on the screen right now.